Hi and welcome to Zigwheels. Here with us, the latest generation of Mercedes Benz C-Class, and this is the top trim C300 AMG Line. Chronologically, this is the 5th generation since Mercedes officially used the C-Class nomenclature. And with the latest generation, it has the brand new design, brand new engine, and of course a brand new technology inside this premium sedan. And looking at the outside or exterior of this car, we can see Mercedes applied the whole new design language, which they call it the Predator face. If we look at the grille of the C300 AMG line, it has sportier look than the other Mercedes C-Class variant. It shows the sporty and classic look from the Mercedes sports car, especially with the thick line in the middle of the grille. And if we look more closely, there are a lot of mini Mercedes star around the grille, so it shows the unique look of this premium sedan. As we can see, it has a sharper line and dynamic look from the headlight that gives the LED DRL a very strong character. And it has also the LED high performance that gives a better lighting quality. With the AMG line trim, the C300 featured a 19-inch wheels from AMG to support its sportier character, compared to the C200 with 18-inch wheels. And inside the wheels, there is also a big ventilated disc brake to support the high performance of the engine that we're gonna talk about. The new C-Class also comes with a new generation of engine. For this C300 AMG line, it comes with a 4-cylinder 2-liter turbo engine which produces 250 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque. This engine also supported with EQ boost system which produces extra 20 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque. Compared to the C200, it has of course the smaller engine 1.5 liter which only produces 204 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. But both C200 and C300 using the same transmission which is automatic 9G-tronic. And now, let's see the back of this car. The new C-Class also featured a sportier and more dynamic look for the taillight. As we can see, it has a slimmer and more sharper design than the previous one. And to complete the sportier look of the AMG line, it has also a diffuser-like design for the underside of the bumper. Even though the C300 emphasizing on the sporty and dynamic character on the outside, but it still also has some luxury touch. As we can see, the side window frame has some chrome lining which also featured on the door handle. And if we look closely at the side mirror, it has a camera on its side to support the 360 surround view which featured on the infotainment screen inside that we're gonna see later. And now, let's go and see inside of the car. In the cockpit area of the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class, I can sit very comfortably because it has a semi-bucket leather seat and you can adjust it electrically from the door trim, and also the steering we can also adjust it electrically, both telescopic and the tilt. Compared to the C200, this C300 AMG line of course has a sportier look with its carbon fiber look on the dashboard. And the main difference from the previous generation, of course, the new MBUX that stands for Mercedes-Benz User Experience. It has a bigger screen on the middle of the dashboard with 11.9 inch. It now supports a wireless connection for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And with this big screen, we can also control everything, and now including the aircon control. But we can still enjoy the presence of the physical button which placed underneath the screen, which can also access the dynamic select for the driving mode, and then the shortcut for the car settings, and to control the volume of the audio. To enjoy the panoramic roof, we can operate it simply by only using this gesture on the controller. I can sit very comfortably in this rear seat of the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class. As we can see, we have a very fine black leather trim for the seat, and I can enjoy a very spacious legroom for myself. And to add more comfort to the rear passenger seat of the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class, we have also, of course, the aircon in the middle of the seat and premium audio sound from Infinite. And to add more privacy, we can raise the sound blind on the window. And of course, it would not be complete for the rear passenger without the armrest with some cup holders. And now, it's time to drive this car, shall we? Yeah, the first impression from this C300 AMG line, of course, it has more power, more torque. Even with the small input to the accelerator pedal, you can already feel the instant torque that delivered to the rear wheel of this car. And this is only from the comfort mode, the default setting of the car, which we can also choose from Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Individual, which you can configure the setting of the car. Yeah, this car is of course longer, wider, and overall bigger than the previous generation. The cabin of course more spacious for the passenger, and also what I noticed for the first time I drive this car, it has a better insulation for the cabin, so it could minimize the noise from the outside, especially from the tire. And surprisingly, even though this AMG line trim emphasizing on the dynamic and sportier character, in the comfort mode, this car has very light steering, but it can also still be communicative. You can still feel the change of the road surface from the tire, and then you can still feel the communication between you and the front tire from your input of the steering wheel. The suspension system also gives a very firm feeling to hold the body roll as well as possible. And if you want to enjoy more performance of this car, you can switch it to the Sport Plus mode with a sharper performance, sharper response from the engine, from the steering and the suspension. And then you can also enjoy the really nice sound from this car. And as a driver, we can do almost everything from the steering wheel. We can control the infotainment system, the full digital instrument cluster with the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel. And talk about the voice command. The new infotainment system of the Mercedes C-Class also already supported by the Linguatronic, that we can control the voice command by saying, "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Change the ambient light to red."
Okay, I am changing the color.
Yeah, changing the color of the ambient light is one of the many things you can ask the MBUX to change with the voice command. But for convenience, you can also ask to change the temperature or the speed from the aircon, and maybe you can also change the radio station on the infotainment system. And talk about the safety feature of this car. The new C-Class also supported with the blind spot monitoring. It gives a signal on the side mirror with a red light, and then if we switch the turning light to the direction of the detected vehicle in that area, it will also give a warning sound to prevent us to make a dangerous maneuver. And so, that was our impression and review for the Mercedes Benz C300 AMG line. The top of the line for the whole new generation for the Mercedes Benz C-Class. And if you're interested with this car, you can purchase it around 327,000 ringgit Malaysia. It's a more dynamic, sporty, and powerful version of a C-Class in its latest generation, and at the same time still offer the high premium quality like a Mercedes-Benz should be. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Zigwheels Malaysia.